Well, folks, Georgia's Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker has had a very bad Thanksgiving week. First, of course, we had the former girlfriend come out publicly with more information about the abortion that she alleges that he forced her to have. And, of course, she presented even more evidence to bolster her case and then challenged Walker, said, "Come deny that this happened to my face." It was a very powerful press conference that she held. Very damning information that she gave out. And Walker, of course, is pretending, oh, none of this ever happened. But he may have even bigger problems here. Because according to tax filings from 2021 and 2022 in the state of Texas, it looks, I'm not saying he did it, but I am saying it damn sure looks like Herschel Walker committed tax fraud. Here's what happened. CNN has gotten a hold of Herschel Walker's taxes for the state of Texas, which, according to Herschel Walker's taxes, Texas is actually where he lives. He doesn't actually live in Georgia. He lives in Texas because that is what he's claiming on his 2022 taxes. Even though he's been running for Senate in Georgia, he's telling the tax collector over in Texas, I live in your state. I'm a Lone Star guy, have been for 20 years. Herschel Walker's lived in Texas. And of course, on his taxes in 2021 and 2022, the years that they got a hold of here, there at CNN, he filed for homestead exemption, which is a $1,500 tax credit as long as you live in the place where you're claiming homestead exemption. It cannot be a part-time residence. It cannot be a second home. You're telling us by claiming this exemption, and everybody who owns a home knows what I'm saying, that this is where you live legally, this is your residence. But Walker has lived in Georgia for 2 years now, 2021 and 2022. And that's when he filed the paperwork to run for Senate. He's been running all of 2022. He filed, I believe, in 2021. And he registered to vote in Atlanta in 2021. So if you're registered to vote over there, but you're claiming over here that this is your residence, you've either committed voter fraud in Georgia or tax fraud in Texas. Which one is it? Because it is one of them, as far as I can see, based on the available evidence. If you do, in fact, actually live in Texas, which is what you claimed on your taxes, then registering to vote in Georgia would be illegal, and that would be voter fraud. But if you're saying you do legally live in Georgia, then claiming a homestead exemption in Texas would be tax fraud. Now, the tax fraud in Texas actually carries a much smaller penalty, right? You're not going to get arrested. It actually happened to Rick Perry, former governor of Texas. He had done the same thing, and he ended up having to repay the money, so he had to pay back $1,500. So a $1,500 fine, but it's for 2 years, so it'd be a $3,000 fine for Herschel Walker. Pennies, right? He doesn't care. So he'll probably just pay it, not going to face any real repercussions. But if he doesn't, and he still wants to say, no, I have homestead exemption, well, then you got a whole mess of trouble over there in Georgia with your voter fraud. Because you can't be a resident in Texas, but registered to vote in Georgia. And of course, you wouldn't legally be able to run for Senate in Georgia either. So which is it, Herschel? Voter fraud or tax fraud? Because it kind of seems like you definitely did at least one of them. But here's the thing. He's not going to get popped for either of these things. Again, he may have to pay back the tax cut he got in Texas, and that'll be the end of it. But it certainly does create a political problem because you're claiming residency over here, but running for Senate over here, so you're a carpetbagger, right? You basically did the same thing that Dr. Oz did. You left an unfriendly state, went over to somewhere you thought you could win, just so you could win the seat. Well, that's carpetbagging. It's what it is. And I think this is definitely something that Raphael Warnock needs to get together quickly and put in a new attack ad against Herschel Walker. Yeah, he's already got a lot of ammo to attack him with. But being a carpetbagger down here in the South, you know what? Some people still a little bitter about that. And it probably isn't going to sit well with the voters in Georgia either. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel, We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.